Are you in the habit of taking risks? Is it something that you actively seek out and do on a daily or weekly basis? If not, watch this episode because you're in for a world of hurt. Trust me, you're going to want to learn how to shift that and how to start proactively taking risks and how to get over that fear. Because when you do, not only does your confidence skyrocket, but the results in every area of your life become more and more magnificent. So stay tuned for this episode to set yourself free. Welcome to another episode of The Art of Extraordinary Confidence. I'm your host, Dr. Aziz, and this is a show for you if you want to 10x your confidence in every area of life that matters. Your dating life, your relationships, your business, your finances, your self-esteem, your social life, everything. And this episode is all about risks and having the confidence to take risks. Because you, in order to get what you want, in order to have the confidence that you want in your life, it's a funny thing where to take a risk requires confidence, some level of confidence. But the more risks we take, the more confidence we generate. So it's this cycle that feeds on itself. You take a risk, you're a little scared, but you do it, and then you build some confidence. Now you have a little more confidence, and you can take another risk, and on and on and on up the pathway. And what the purpose of this video is to orient you to start taking those risks. Because here's the truth. You're going to have to take a risk anyway. There is absolutely no avoiding it. Even if you try to keep your life as small and safe in the comfort zone as possible, life has a way of just pushing you forward. Life is change. We can't just make everything static and the same. So here's a great example of that. I was talking with a client recently, and his father owns a business, and he wants to get involved in the business. And the business is, I don't even know, they rent out trailers, like portable dwelling trailers that are used on construction sites, something about that. And anyway, his dad has used to take a lot of risks when he was younger. You know, he had a family, young kids to feed. He was out there, hitting the streets, hustling. And then he got a little older. Kids grew up, no longer became financially dependent. And dad, started coasting a little bit. And so times change. The Yellow Pages no longer works for getting clients. They need a website, but he doesn't have a website. He's like, I'll get to it later. Coasts. And the time comes where he's got one contract left. I mean, he's got a couple of small contracts, but he's got one big contract with the state that he lives in. And that contract is the bread and butter of the business. And it's unclear as to when that's going to end. It's supposed to go for another 4 years or something like that, maybe 3 or 4 years. And then it could expire. They could renew, they could change the terms, who knows? So his dad, by avoiding risk after the risk of putting yourself out there, of creating a new website, of changing the way you market, of hustling and trying to get new clients and getting rejected, all that stuff, he's kind of scaled back. He avoids that risk. Eventually, 3 or 4 years from now, when the state that he's contracted with says, hey, we're going to go with another company, or hey, we don't even need this service anymore, what's he going to have to do? He's going to have to take some big risks, right? Because now life is just boom, it just demands it of him. If you want to eat, you got to take some big risks. And those risks are going to be from a less powerful place for several reasons. One is he has not been taking risks for years. So is he stronger when it comes to risk-taking or weaker? Is he more powerful and able to just do it? Or is he more hesitant and like, oh, it hurts so hard, I'm scared? Right? Obviously, he's weaker because risk-taking is a muscle like anything else. And you just do it a lot, you start to develop a sense of power and proficiency with it. So not only is he weaker, the risks he's got to take are bigger and more desperate. He's like, oh my God, I got to get like 6 new clients right now, and I got to build a website right now. So I got to hire someone to build a website. I don't have time to vet them and make sure they're good. Let's just put money in it. Take a big risk on this person. Have them build a site. I don't know. Right? So we get this frantic, desperate situation. And that's true I used a business example there. Same is true in relationships. I've worked with a lot of people, or there's people that I've talked to who end up not wanting to work with me and living the same pattern for I don't know how many more years, where they have avoided relationships. And now they're 35 or 40, and now they're like, oh, I'm behind the curve. I should be further along. I should have had more experience. oh man. So now the risks that they need to take, they feel bigger, they feel harder, and their risk-taking ability is weaker. So this is true in every area of life. So the key takeaway here is risk, and risk now. Because it might seem really scary and hard now, but it's easier now than it will be a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. It will never get easier. It will only get harder. And our risk muscle will only get weaker. So we need to take that risk now. And you might say, well, how do I have the confidence? How do I get the confidence to take the risk? Well, let's use the weightlifting analogy because it actually fits on really well. Risks are different weights. Like, you go to the gym and they have that weight rack with all the dumbbells, and there's the 2.5 pounds, the 5 pounds, the 10 pounds, the 15, the 20, 25, 30, and all the way down to like those 75 pounds. Those are the ones that I use when I'm doing biceps and stuff, but you probably wouldn't get to those. So start with a 2.5 pound weight. There is no, let go of any sense of you should be somewhere. Just what can you do? If I go to the gym, it's like, look, for this exercise, I can only do 5 pound weights. Great, I'm doing 5 pound weights. So what's a 5 pound risk for you? Something that you can lift and you can be like, it's not so bad, I could do that. What's a 5 pound risk for you? Now, take that. Now, today, or tomorrow, as soon as you can. Take that risk. That will set you in motion. That will start building your muscle. And then you do the 5 pound risk for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, or 8 times or whatever. And now you move up to a 10 pound risk and a 20 pound risk. And you'll know what risks are. A risk is anything outside of your comfort zone that makes you scared. So it could be approaching someone that you normally wouldn't approach, whether they're beautiful or powerful or you think they're too successful for you, making a phone call that you're scared to make to a client or reaching out. Following up with someone, maybe that you normally didn't follow up with or wouldn't follow up with, challenging someone in a conversation, disagreeing with someone, sharing what's really going on when you normally would hold back. These are all risks. Having that authentic conversation or honest conversation with your partner that you've been avoiding about your love life or about finances or all that stuff. One of those. You know what the risk is, right? In any area of your life, you can find 1 or 2. If it's too big, scale it back and find a 5 pound risk and take it. And that will build the confidence. And if you do that consistently, you will find a way to take more and more risk and build more and more confidence as you do it. So that is the focus for today. There's a key action here. I want you to go ahead and take it and share below. After you've done that, share below in the comments what your 5 pound risk was, what your 10 pound risk was, how it went, and let's all support each other and grow together. And if you want to stay connected, find out about all these videos as well as things that I do like live events and other things, subscribe. Or better yet, go to my website, which you can find below, socialconfidencecenter.com, and you can get my free ebook there and a bunch of other stuff as well. So until we speak again, may you have the courage to be who you are and to know on a deep level that you're awesome. We'll talk to you soon.